Thank you very much. Good to see you too.
Yeah, now, wow, you've been busy.
We
Very
have been busy.
Yes,
We have
indeed.
been.
And
Yes, yes.
as your coverage continues to expand, as you continue to get cards for more and more Ghanaians, the function of the card also continues to grow and develop and evolve. And that's what we primarily want to learn about from you today. So already we're seeing some sort of merger of data between the Ghana card and SNIT. Not just SNIT, we're already seeing its applications with the NHIA. And now we're hearing passport.
Yes.
So bring us up to date. Is this going to become the new Ghana passport?
It could become the new Ghana passport. There are a number of things that need to happen, and we have started the conversations to facilitate the occurrence of those events and ultimately to make it possible for the Ghana card to be used as passport for travel beyond West Africa. I should emphasize that the Ghana card is already a valid document for travel within West Africa. It has an electronic passport on it, valid for travel within West Africa. And people who have it already are able to use it. There are people who travel within West Africa already using the Ghana card. The only caveat is that it is usable only at those points or those entry points where there is an electronic gate, such as airports and those border towns like Attafuah, where there is an electronic gate. So if you're going through some unapproved route or some approved route but not yet equipped with an electronic gate, then you are unable to use it, in which case you will continue to need your paper passport in order to cross those kinds of borders. But pursuant to an ECOWAS protocol it passed in December 2015 under President Mahama, Ghana signed on to an agreement, a protocol to issue ECOWAS identity cards to all its members within nationals within the West African sub-region. And pursuant to that, Ghana had an obligation to do so. And we also had an obligation under our laws to give Ghanaians a Ghana card. So we negotiated with ECOWAS and merged the ECOWAS identity card, which is mandatory for all West Africans, and the Ghana card, which is also mandatory for all Ghanaians, into one card, which is why you see on top of the Ghana card, ECOWAS identity card. And you see below that, Republic of Ghana. So we've merged the salient security and identifying features of the two cards, the security features and the symbols and all of those of the two, of the ECOWAS card and the Ghana card. Now, an offshoot of that, and what we have envisioned and delivered, is that rather than letting Ghanaians possess possess an ECOWAS ID card separate and a Ghana card separate, and also needing a passport, we have also installed a passport on the chip, an electronic passport. So it means that the 13.6 million or so people who already have the passport in their hand, the Ghana card in their hands, already have an electronic passport, which is the way of the future.
Right.
So yes, that is it. You can travel to any West African country with an electronic gate using your Ghana card, and a lot of people are doing that already. That has to be distinguished from the futuristic, the vision. I say futuristic, but it's not too far away. It's possible within a year or two. We are in negotiations with the National Information Technology Agency, NITA, and with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to do two things. One, foremost, is to integrate the passport number with the Ghana card number, the way we have done with SNIT and GRA and NHIA. Indeed, NHIA was the first that we did it with way back in November 9th of 2020. They launched their hashtag, the platform for linking the two numbers, by virtue of which significant savings in millions of dollars accrue to the state simply by NHIA not producing cards.
Yeah.
And on and on. So back to the passport, the idea is to link the Ghana card number with your passport number. The drive is to achieve for this country a single source of truth, that the NIA database, the National Identification System database, becomes the single source of truth when it comes to identity and identity verification. And that is why we are seeing a convergence of all of these other identity silos. We're trying to integrate and harmonize, yes, making sure that there is only one single identity for every person, and this multiple identity things will be a thing of the past. If you take the single source of truth, it's going to be the truth anchor for this nation. So there is only one Kojo Youngson at Passport Office, the same person at SNIT, at NHIA, at DVLA, and at Birth and Death Registry. And I should say that for all these institutions I've mentioned, we are already, either we have completed the process, or with Birth and Death Registry, for example, we are in the process. DVLA, we executed a memorandum of understanding with them way back in 2018. We are now poised, we are in conversations with them to integrate your Ghana card number and your driver's license, and we'll reach a point where if you were to apply for a driver's license, all you need to do is, with the provision of your fingerprint or your Ghana card number to them, or the scanning of your Ghana card to them, they can take all your data, the data sets that they need for the purpose of populating a driver's license for you. They can do that. With passport, it is the same. We will reach a destination very, very shortly. The technical teams are working on it. That shouldn't take a month. We'll reach a point where it is easy to apply for a passport simply by providing your Ghana card number, and they will take the set of data they need from NIA and populate a paper passport and send it to you. Because you have your digital address, the passport can be sent to you at the place where you are based, your residential address or whatever. Yes, through your digital address. So that's one thing, the integration of the numbers. The second thing that we're seeking to do with them is the one that sounds a bit futuristic, which is that when the conversation with NITA is concluded, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration will also be providing us the support to approach the International Standardization Organization in Montreal, Canada, to give us the approval for them to publish, not give us approval, but for them to publish the certificates that are on the Ghana card so that it will be recognized worldwide. Your paper passport has recognition and acceptance worldwide because a public key infrastructure, a certificate that is on it, has been published by the Republic of Ghana through this agency worldwide. And so it has acceptance. The same will have to happen with the Ghana card. Now, the technology also exists for the visa is, to be placed on the chip. So future design, let's say another year or so when this is done, that when you go for you can go for your Ghana card that has that feature, so that whether it's the Schengen states or US or Canada or Brazil, that they can put the visa on the chip. That will mean the end of Ntusimu, these identity theft, passport fraud, and all those kinds of malpractices that are associated with the acquisition and use of passports. All of these would become a thing of the past.
Oh,
yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
And I suppose it also fulfills a couple of mandates or a couple of promises, if you will. First one being that we will move towards a more paperless society.
Precisely.
The second one being something that is enshrined in the law that sets up your institution. That in fact yours is the only institution which by law is mandated to collect and manage biometric data in Ghana.
On behalf of the nation.
Yes.
On behalf of the nation.
So,
and so
private people can do so as
So
well.
if a private entity, Joy FM, wants to have biometric records or data of the staff here, I personally I haven't looked into that, but I do not know any law that would prevent it, as long as it is it observes all the canons of the data protection law. However, for the state and for state entities, the NIA database is the national repository of data, biographic and biometric, on nationals and foreigners who are lawfully resident in this country, and that is defined as persons who are here upwards of 90 days and who are not diplomats and who are not the representatives of international non-governmental organizations. And so for such entities, they can, for such persons, NIA has a mandate to collect their data, but the law that sets up NIA also says that the data we collect is to be used, the register we compile is to be used for, we are to promote the use of it for economic, social, and political purposes. We can go into that in a minute, but what that means then is that and some entities the law has already defined as user agencies, they are entitled to receive or access the data in accordance with certain protocols that we agree with them, and their observance of the provisions of the Data Protection Act. So agencies such as SNIT, NHIA, Births and Deaths Registry, National Health Insurance Authority, Ghana Revenue Authority. Now, and incidentally, all of these are institutions that are corporate representatives on the NIA governing board.
Right.
So that data harmonization and integration is promised. Then, of course, DVLA and Passport Office. And the law says, and any other institutions or persons as may be prescribed by law, and or as the NIA governing board may publish. And you do so through making an application to the minister responsible for national identification system. And then the approval is given, and you can then have access. But
become a user
agency. So it cannot be that you can just ask NIA as a matter of right to give you access to the data, and no, it doesn't happen that way. Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about plans of making the Ghana card our passports. You've talked about the Montreal. How long are you looking at achieving this?
I believe the meeting with Montreal, so to say, and getting that declaration from them will be this year. So the maximum 2 years, I can see this happening. This is a process that we have started. The roadmap is clearly developed. I think within a week or so, we'll be done with what we are negotiating with NITA about. It's a matter of...
And how about the passport office? You're negotiating with them to also ensure that our passport numbers and our Ghana card numbers become the same.
That one is a negotiation with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, which has responsibility for the passport office.
And when it comes to that negotiation, where are we now?
We had the first meeting a week ago, last Friday. The Vice President had convened a meeting to kickstart this process about 2 months ago, I believe. And last Friday we had one. A technical committee joint technical committee has been set up that met 3 days ago, and they have their charge or marching orders, and that should also conclude within a month at the very most.
You talked about if you get approval from Montreal, then if you have a Ghana card, your visa will be put on the Ghana card.
Can be put on it. Yes.
Could you explain that?
Okay. There is a chip embedded on the Ghana card. It's a 148 kilobyte chip, very big. your average Visa card is a 2 kilobyte chip. So just to
Wow.
give you a sense of proportion, which is why the user agencies I've mentioned, like Senate and the rest, are able to put their entire system on the Ghana card. That is to integrate their data with us and on the card itself, because there are 14 loadable applets. I explain it as having like a mansion with 14 apartments within it. You can still live in it and rent out to other persons. So that's the kind of facility we have now. If you were to apply for a visa from, say, wherever, Canada, they could place the visa on the chip rather than in a paper passport. It is more secure. It cannot be tampered with. It is encrypted and coded. You cannot forget anything about it. And if somebody were to pick up your Ghana card as it is now, and as it would be in future, it is useless for the person. There's nothing another person who steals your Ghana card or finds it can do with it, because the information, apart from your name and date of birth and what is there, the obvious things on the face of the card, everything else is encrypted, and they cannot tamper with the details. So in terms of travel, the visa would be placed on the card. So when you reach the point of destination or the entry point in the other country, and you present your Ghana card, by swiping it or tapping it, and the card is contact and contactless. It can be read from, it's machine readable, it can be read from a distance, and it can be read on contact.
Right.
So just by bringing it close to a readable device, your visa that was given to you in Accra would pop up on the screen, and then you're given the clearance to go.
There's a practical consideration that just occurred to me. I mean, the details in a visa, as it is today, the one that is placed in the paper passport, some of those details are for the benefit of the visa holder. For example, the expiry date and the restrictions or conditions for work and all of that. These are things which sometimes the visa holder may need to be reminded of.
Yes.
Are there ways by which the Ghana card holder can access that data and read it just as a reminder, for example, to make sure they don't overstay in some country or the other?
Yes. The Ghana card as it is now, as I said, there is an electronic passport on it. You can read it. You can read it with your telephone, the UV light. There's a technology for reading the information on your Ghana card
with your phone,
with your phone, and that sort of thing. So, in one of the presentations before to the Vice President and a number of key stakeholders, our technical partners demonstrated it. They've demonstrated this to us on many occasions. So you can see what is on the passport, and if a visa were to be placed on it, then you could also always access it. But you raised a key point that I'll take note of. Should it not be possible, or wouldn't it be desirable for NIA for the visa issuing authority to, for example, give out a printout of something to that person? It's a question we can explore, so that those who are not very technologically advanced in the use of these kinds of facilities can access it via ocular inspection, the way you are talking about. Yes, as a practical consideration.
Okay.
It's a matter I would raise.
Right.
Yes.
So let's talk about the general.
But I should also say that we haven't reached that. It is a little futuristic. We have envisioned a future that is better than the present. We have courageously sought to actualize it, and we've done so through a number of challenges. I'm sure you follow the journey of NIA and the Ghana card process, but there are many different aspects of it. Each of these institutions that we mentioned earlier, there are immense benefits that sometimes are mind-boggling that would accrue to this nation because of the kinds of technological platforms that we are engineering for the betterment of this country. So when we get to that destination, we will do the appropriate public education on it. We would have also have engaged with the stakeholders, the visa issuing community, as it were, to do the needful so that our people are appropriately served rather than underserved.
No doubt this will result in some redundancy between the national, the ID card and the passport. Is there going to be the need for some functions of perhaps a passport office to be collapsed?
Oh no, Koyo, I cannot see that in the short term. That's not the idea at all. At least not for now. That's not what NIA is gunning for. Anybody is advocating. The passport office exists by law to deliver on its mandate, and it will continue to do so, just as all these other user agencies are doing. If you take the SNIT example, it is the SNIT card that is not being produced anymore. GRA, by the way, you take GRA, just by integrating with the Ghana card, they moved from some 4.1 million or so to over 14 million taxpayers. It's just an exponential growth. And the same with SNIT and NHIA, so that NHIA officers that used to be crammed with people is no longer the case. They have a lot of space, and we want to talk to them and see if they can give a space to co-locate. So those things are happening, and we will continue to find relevance. The passport office will continue to be relevant. It will continue to do what it has to do. People may opt, you may opt for an electronic passport via the Ghana card, but Winston may want to maintain a paper passport. The point is that they both will be valid, and they will both have their advantages. For a long time, the social psychology of the people will remain that this is my passport and it's a paper document, with all its advantages and its vulnerabilities as well. And so it is not a replacement in the short term as such, but an add-on. It's complementary.
Talking about an add-on, so do I get the impression that I can choose to use my Ghana card as my passport, or still use the paper passport?
Again, these are conversations that have to be firmed up. But in terms of policy orientation, just with using the Ghana card as it is for travel within West Africa, for example, at the moment, both are valid. And there is no intention to have the Ghana card replace passport for travel, the paper passport for travel within West Africa. It is an option that people have. There are people who are excited to know that, wow, I have my Ghana card and I don't need to apply for a paper passport. But we have also created a platform that makes, or a system that makes application for paper passport very easy. As I said, you go online, you apply for it, and you just have to give your Ghana card number, and the data set has already been transferred or will be transferred to them in a matter of a second, and they can then use that data to populate a paper passport, which is your desire, and ship it off to you or have you pick it up. So there will be efficiency in public administration, in service delivery, whether it is with the electronic card or passport, or with the paper passport, as the individual may choose.
So far, we've seen integration with the GRA, with the NHIA, with with the passport office, with SNIT. And I'm sure there are more to come in the future.
Births and deaths. That's
births and deaths, as you mentioned. How about
and the banks and
oh, great. Okay. Oh, wow.
and the telcos, and
So
not integration with banks and telcos, but the verification system.
Right,
That one.
So
Yes.
how about the voter ID?
Oh, I forgot to mention it. I mean, it is one of the key institutions that we have to engage with. There is already some preliminary conversations that have taken place. We are in the process of entering into or executing a memorandum of understanding that will enable us to transfer data sets to the Electoral Commission, so that as it deems necessary and appropriate, it can use them at minimum for purposes of verification of the identity of persons who apply or have applied to be, who have been registered as voters. It is conceivable, entirely conceivable, that at a future date, should the Electoral Commission, on its own volition, consider and decide that the National Identity Database, the register, is credible, that it meets its own standards of credence, that it could, theoretically at least, that it could consider using it as a register, as a source for the extraction of the voters' register. It's also entirely conceivable that the Electoral Commission, on its own, after considering the strengths and reliability and security features of the Ghana card, may consider that this is a credible document to be considered as a voter ID card. All of that are theoretical possibilities, and I would imagine that there may not be a legal barrier to either the consideration or the actual adoption of the database, as well as or the Ghana card as a source for the construction of voter register, or for the actual use of the Ghana card as a voting card.
But that's something that would be left to the EC.
Exactly. It is entirely up to the EC. They may not even want to look in that direction and just only consider the verification of identity, which is what other institutions are also.
Would that, that autonomy not go against what the law says, that on behalf of the government of Ghana, the National Identification Authority is the only one mandated to collect and manage biometric data? If the EC decides to do their own, does that not go against the law?
No, it doesn't. I think the NIA tried to correct that absolute position. It is not that it is the only institution to collect. The Electoral Commission has a mandate. It's been given the mandate to register voters. Registering voters includes taking people's biometrics and their alphanumeric data and compiling a register, and on and on and on. So if it does that, it will not be violating the law. But I think that the public policy objective of harmonizing data, integrating data, having one truth anchor, one source of truth, and ensuring that there is interagency coordination and collaboration and cooperation, that this is critical, so that we save the taxpayer money, we save the public the fatigue, the queuing fatigue that every 4 years or so we go through, and that there are other points about we can consider about the benefits, the potential benefits of using the NIA database that may be urged on the EC or on its own. It can consider, but it would be entirely within its mandate to continue to do what it is doing.
Right.
And it's also entirely within its mandate to consider adopting the NIA. And I would think that perhaps there will be a reasonable basis for considering the latter, and being, if satisfied, adopting it.
All right. We're talking to Professor Ken Attafuah, and he, of course, is the Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority. We're learning a lot about what they're doing and what the Ghana card can do and what it can be for you as a Ghanaian. You've got questions as well. We'll give you the opportunity to ask those questions when we come back from these messages.
Oh, Jam, why you make quiet like that?
Oh, Charlie, I'll go do some POP, give somebody where the cornice is not fine, crowd.
I always they tell you, see, for decorative roses and cornices, the solution be interface. Them have different imported cornices and roses in different designs and shapes. Installing them be so easy, and it go give your customer the finishing he wants.
Oh, Jam, take me go interface right now before I lose this customer.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook Interface Limited GH. Instagram interface.limited.
The boys are back, oh! The boys are back! Imagine inviting great footballers like Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe into your home. Imagine feeling the big mad temperament of football's fiercest rivals in your living room. Imagine enjoying the home ground advantage of witnessing the best of Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, UEFA Europa, and many more leagues all in English. Or stop imagining. Just get a GoTV decoder now at 89 Ghana cedis and upgrade to GoTV Max to turn your home into the home ground of great football. To purchase a new decoder, SMS GoTV to short code 1731. GoTV. Love it.
Drama from day one.
The 2021 Population and Housing Census is ongoing. Prior to being counted, census officers identified and assigned unique numbers to all structures in Ghana and collected basic information on their occupants. Ghana Statistical Service wishes to express its gratitude to all persons in Ghana for your support and cooperation during this process. If your structure has not yet been numbered or listed, or if you or your household has not been counted, please call toll-free 0800 426 426 or 020-685-0157 or 059-147-6893 or 055-162-5567. You can also send a WhatsApp message with a content not listed or not counted and possibly the location pin of the structure on 059-147-6884 from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. The 2021 Population and Housing Census. You count. Get counted.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices?
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glyco Life Insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glycolife, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Nana, Yen Control. Jumia presents Celebrate Your Everyday. It's Jumia's 9th anniversary and we are celebrating with amazing specials. Enjoy up to 50% discount on your favorite brands. Jumia Day for you, Ankasa. Download the Jumia app. Jumia, your everyday delivered. Hi.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
You're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy. And our guest this morning is Professor Ken Attafuah. He is the big boss at the National Identification Authority. They have been doing a lot of work across the country to make sure we all have the Ghana card. And what a card it is turning out to be. Connected and integrated to so many of the things that we need to do as Ghanaians. And they continue to connect and integrate to more and more of them. Very soon, your Ghana card, if all goes well, will be able to play the role of your passport. Imagine that. Yes, the future is indeed bright if all plans come to pass. But we're asking him to help us with the things that we're not sure of, the questions that we have in our minds. And in a moment, I'll open up the phone line so that you can do the same. Winston, you had a question for Prof.
Yes, so Prof, someone called me the last time and said, well, I went to register. I went for my Ghana card, and I'm being asked to pay 250 Ghana cedis. I was shocked because I know that the Ghana cards are free. Why must someone pay for that which is supposed to be free?
Okay, well, thank you very much. There is a law backing the charging of fees for the Ghana card under certain circumstances. 3 circumstances specifically. First, let me say that the issuance of the card is free for first-time applicants at a registration center. So during the mass registration, the cards were free when you registered for them for the first time. If you lose them and you come for a replacement, you pay 30 cedis. At the expiration of the card in 10 years, it has a 10-year life cycle. When you go for a replacement, you will pay a fee of 30 cedis. So the freeness is with respect to first-time application at a registration center or at NIA's regional and district offices, which are yet to be operational. We started them on the 1st of June. They operated for a month, and then because the recruitment process had not been concluded, we had to close down the offices. We hoping that by next month, end of next month, or latest by beginning of September, the offices will be operational nationwide. When you go to the NIA office in a district or regional or district office, and register for the Ghana card, it will be free. However, by law, 3 modes of getting the card where you pay a fee. One is at a premium registration center, such as we have at the NIA headquarters, and such as we have at Carl Bank. This headquarters, this has been the case since the commencement of the mass registration. But because the mass registration, the centers were many, thousands of them at any given time and all of that, the focus, of course, was on that. But the mass registration ended in September. Since then, people have been coming to NIA head office to make use of the premium registration facility. That, by law, attracts a fee of 250 Ghana cedis. Second, there is institutional registration. So an institution such as Multimedia can invite by letter, a simple letter addressed to the executive secretary, requesting that its officers numbering X, and by law it has to be a minimum of 50 people, be registered at the premises of that institution. NIA will look at it and then put together a team to come and register the staff or the persons in that institution at a statutory fee of 100 Ghana cedis per person, plus the cost of their transportation. So from NIA headquarters at Shashi near Golf House to this place, pretty short distance, pretty minimal. Then we also have a third option, which is household registration. Under this, a household, an individual, can write to NIA and request that NIA comes to their home to come and register persons in the home. We will do so as long as you have 5 persons or more. So this is an arrangement by law. It has been in existence, and lots of people have taken advantage of it, both the household and the premium registration. So if you go to NIA head office, more recently there's been an avalanche of people because of all the imperatives of getting the Ghana card. But it is not mandatory that you should go to a premium registration center. I should quickly add that NIA has co-located with the Ghana Revenue Authority at 34 of GRA's offices nationwide. And at all those places, registration goes on free of charge.
34 of them?
34 of GRA's offices nationwide.
How can we find out which 34?
Oh, I can send you the list, but I can quickly say that here in Accra, for example, Tema, the Long Room, Spintex Road, Tema also the Nicholas Building, GRA office here in Accra. There's also another one, GRA office at Osu. I said GRA, I mean Registrar General's office. There's also another one at Adabraka. You know, it's all over the place. In Kumasi, I know that there's one at the Asokwa office, Takrade, Cape Coast, the 34 spread all over the country. I can give you the list to publish on that.
Thank you. All right, so I think it's your turn now. You obviously have questions, and Prof. Attafuah can help you with all of your issues. So why don't you call us? The numbers 0302 216 541 055 1111 997. Okay, we're going to take 5 questions from the phone lines. We'll ask 3 questions from social media. We're 8 at a go. And get Prof. Attafuah to deal with them in that manner. I've got 3 questions here from social media while we're waiting for our first caller. So Dennis Asmening wants to know, he says, please ask Prof why banks like EcoBank, SG Bank refuse the NIA card as a form of identification. That's the first question. Second question is from Prosper Edu Hammond, who says that, please, I filled everything, but I didn't get my card. Where should I go for it, please? Christian Agbemoji says, please ask Prof. Ken. He said you can use the Ghana card to travel to any West African country. So why is it that you can't use it to register any account in your own country? I tried to use it to register a SIM card. They said it is not yet working. I think that's related to that first question. So maybe I'll throw one more in so we have 3 separate questions. This one says, I registered for my NIA card in March 2020 prior to the lockdown at Insutim in the eastern region. I've tried to no avail to get where I can collect my card. This morning I received a message that my NIA number has been merged with my SNIT number. Where can I get my NIA card now? Let's talk to Gideon in Abeka, the first of our 5 callers. Gideon, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Gideon.
We thank God. I want to ask Professor Attafuah if those that have registered and they haven't received their card, what happened to them then? Or they have to go and register a new card, or they will have to, I don't know, how to get their card? Because we've done it and the card never came, so they moved out.
Okay.
So that is my question. And secondly, where is their officers that they are talking about that they are spreading around the country?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gideon. Johnson is in Abusukai. Johnson, good morning.
Yeah, Kojo, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, Johnson. Good to hear from you. What's your question?
Thank you very much, and thanks to having Prof in the studio today. It's very, very good. Please, I have some questions, and I want to find out how come that the Ghana card, we are going to be renewing it? I mean, I know very well that because they're going to integrate this card with the Electoral Commission's voter ID card, which is free. But now, the Ghana card, the implication here is that it is renewable at a fee. So after some years, you are going to pay. Why is that so? Why should they have an arrangement with a private company? Is our data not going to be compromised? How secure is my data with the National Identification Authority when, in fact, they have a private individual investing instead of the government floating bonds, for instance, to make sure that we own everything? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So 2 questions there. Why must the card be renewable at a fee, and how safe is the data, bearing in mind the private involvement, the involvement of a private company? Kwesi is in Adabraka. Good morning, Kwesi.
Yeah, Kojo, I want to find out. I thought I heard him say the card, at the expiration of the card will be renewed at 30 Ghana cedis. That's 10 years from 2020 or 2019. I just want to know whether it's realistic, 30 Ghana cedis in 10 years' time. Any inflationary rate, or in 10 years' time, it's still going to be 30 Ghana cedis, like you said. Other than that, he should come out and let us know, and we can project forward. That's what I want to know.
Okay. Inflation. Ejare is in Damfa. Ejare, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kojo. I hope all is well.
All is great, Ejare. What's your question?
Okay, yes, Kojo, I have a question for Prof. I did my national identification card when they came to the University of Ghana. I gave all my details to them. But when the card came eventually, my full name is Gilbert Boateng Ejare. So the Ejare becomes the surname. But they made it Gilbert Ejare Boateng, which is making the Boateng rather a surname for me. And now my Senate and all the other documents I have are Gilbert Boateng Ejare. So now that they are going to merge the Senate number, and the national identification card, I don't know how it's going to be for me because my details do not tally in that sense.
Right.
So I don't know what will happen. So if he can explicate matters well for me to understand.
Okay. All right. I think we can take one more. Papa Bisu is in Accra. Papa, nice to hear from you. Good morning.
Nice, Pa. Good morning. And thank you very much for having me. Professor Attafuah is trying to be that smart. We still asking a simple question over the premium, something 250 Ghana cedis premium. Why is he charging that? And he's going around talking about 30,000, this, that. Question is, the premium, nobody wants that premium. I must tell him that straightforward, that nobody wants that premium. Because that card has been paid for by the Ghana government. And selling it at 250 is daylight robbery. That premium sort of thing at your headquarters, you mean? Is that not NIA headquarters? Why do you have to be charging people 250 Ghana cedis? For what purpose? Even if you charge 50 cedis, it's enough. But 250 Ghana cedis, for what purpose?
So what's the question, Papa? What's the question? What's the question?
The question is, I had something to him. I had ask that question for me, but I want to tell him that 250 Ghana cedis is a daylight robbery, and it has to be refunded to the people who pay for it because Ghana government has already paid for all of us.
Very well. Okay, thank you, Papa. Thanks very much. Thanks to all of you who have called. So we've got 8 questions, I suppose, to get on with. And we'll get Prof. Attafuah to address them quickly. And if we have time, maybe we'll take another batch.
Sure, Kojo. Thank you very much. Perhaps I should begin with the last one.
Sure.
Strong emotive content, but oblivious of the law. I did say that the premium service charge is backed by the Fees and Charges Act passed by Parliament. It is not daylight robbery. That's number one. Number two, it is not compulsory that a person goes to get the Ghana card at a premium registration center. We indeed intend to establish more premium registration centers across the country to give people the option. Some people may like to go to a premium registration center and get the card in relative comfort and pay a fee without the convenience that comes with it. Now, at the NI head office, because of the rush, the original framework in terms of the convenience and comfort is not exactly matched. That's not exactly what it was. What it is now is not what it was designed to be because we have been overwhelmed. However, in terms of concept, you have the option of going to a premium registration center or to a mass registration center or to NIA office anywhere in the districts and regions across the country. And so that is it's a choice.
So to be clear, the premium fee is not just for the comfort of the application, but it's for speed as well, is it?
It's the comfort, it's the speed. Actually, the speed, I should say that the all things being equal, this card, you should get it in a maximum of 30 minutes. And at the premium registration center, where there is no pressure, you get there. Once you get before the operator, you shouldn't be there for more than 10 minutes.
Right.
There may be a queue getting to that point. But once you get there, all things being equal, network stability all of that, you should get your card. So that's what it is. So speed is available.
How about the mass?
Now, the mass registration is built on the same thing, but because it was were large numbers of people, and because of network instability, you had situations where cards joined a queue when they could not be printed, which dovetails into the question about I registered in Insutem, I haven't got my card. I'll come to that. So that was a problem.
Right.
But now all those cards have been printed. But let me get back to premium registration. So the gentleman, I think it's
Papa Bisu.
Papa Bisu. Papa doesn't have to go to NI head office. Papa can go to Registrar General's department at the moment, or any of the offices of GRA in Accra, and get it for free. And I mentioned a few of those places. Or Papa and persons who are so minded can elect to wait and go to the NIA offices in the district where he lives, in the municipality where he lives, and get his card come end of the recruitment process and the opening of the offices, which I envisage would be about beginning of September, end of March, beginning of September. But he also made some serious statements that need to be corrected, that the card is paid for by the government of Ghana. Kojo, the fact of the matter is that since 1974, we've been seeking to give to ourselves a national identity card without success. Funding has been a major source of failure. Has been a major source of our inability to do this. President Kufuor gave it a boost in 2006, passed a law, set up the NIA, and we have been on it. This government has given it a significant dose of energy and the investment to make this happen. But it happened because the private sector got involved. During the President Mahama's time in 2012, a private sector, a private business entity called Identity Management Systems Limited constituted a consortium that approached NIA to register foreigners lawfully resident in Ghana under law. They formed what is called the FIMS, Foreigner Identification Management System. And through that instrumentality, they joined forces. They formed a partnership with NIA under the government's public-private partnership policy. Pursuant to that, all the requisite requirements of law and arrangement were made for the registration of the foreigners. So it started in 2012. Fast forward to, and that meant that private sector was using its money. NIA wasn't putting in a penny at that time. And the registration of the foreigners was at a fee of 120 United States dollars. And $20 of it was going to the government of Ghana as an IGF. That has been the law since 2012. In 2017, the new government set up a technical committee to advise it on modalities for activating the registration of Ghanaians, which had more or less become comatose over the years. Now, 900,000 Ghanaians have been given their old Ghana card. The rest had been registered, and some cards printed, about 4 million, but not issued. And it was a two-dimensional barcode card, pretty much like your driver's license. So that technical committee, after considering so many options provided or presented by about 16 solutions providers, that technical committee recommended and government accepted that the existing arrangement from 2012 be expanded to cover Ghanaians. That is how come the private sector partner became involved. But the private sector partner, IMS, Identity Management Systems, was bringing in 169 million of its money through a mix of equity and loans. And the Ghana government was bringing 124. So it is a design, build, operate, and transfer arrangement, just as it was in 2012. Now, what it has meant is that the system that existed has been expanded at the cost of the private partner. the equipment that we have been using, the first 2,500 of it, the entire back-end system, the technology, everything developed by the private partner, designed, built, and all of that. So that's what we are implementing.
Right.
And therefore, there must be a partnership with a revenue model underpinning it. And the revenue model includes the payment for registration service at a premium registration center when you elect to go there. So it is not exactly the case. It is free because government wants to ensure total social inclusion, that nobody is left out. There are people who are saying that we should be charging for the cards, but the government decided that cards should be free in order that no one gets excluded, not the poor and not anybody.
Okay.
So that is what it is. So
I want us to link it to this other question that came in about why we must renew it at a fee.
Yes. Okay.
And then that will also link nicely to the issue of how secure our data is, bearing in mind we're working with a private
Sure.
partner.
Thank you. Why renewal? The card body is valid for 10 years. After 10 years, you don't want a card that is breaking, the chip is popping out, and laminates are peeling off, and that sort of thing. Now, I've also spoken about the revenue model. The renewal at that modest fee, and the gentleman who asked the question about inflation was, hitting the nail right on the anvil. That is what it is. It is intended to be such a minimal amount so that people will not be dissuaded, but will be encouraged to go for it. But of course, it is subject to review by Parliament. And so if in 10 years, Parliament decides that, look, this fee is rather on the low side, Parliament is at liberty to have a fee that will be commensurate with the times and circumstances. But it is because there is a revenue model, the government must realize a return on its investment, and the private partner must also realize a return on its investment. And that will come through replacement services. If you lose your card and you go for a replacement, you pay a fee of 30 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
If you go and make a material change in the information on the face of the card, you pay a fee of 30 cedis. So if, for example, you change you move residence, your digital address naturally changes, and therefore you must, within 30 days, inform NIA. That won't cost you anything, your postal box number and those sort of things. But if you change your name, or then you must pay. So it's material. It appears on the face of your card. It is not daylight robbery, and it is fair and reasonable in the view of Parliament of this Republic.
Okay.
The question about data security.
Yeah.
The NIA database is owned and controlled by the National Identification Authority. The private partner does not own the data. The private partner does not hold the data. The data is not kept by the private partner. It has designed and built. It's like you say, build this special purpose vehicle for me. Let's say you say, build a car for me that can take me from Accra to Bolga. Simple. The private partner develops it. But you, your driver, your fuel, your everything goes into it. You are in the seat. But the private partner moves along with you to ensure that your journey from Accra to Bolga is safe, because that's what you are traveling on it for the first time and all of that. This is a 15-year public-private partnership agreement.
Okay.
And during the 15 years, what they have designed and built and are helping us to operate, this will continue. It will be subject to renewal every 5 years. They bring the latest technology in the world to help us advance with the car. That is why, for example, I could tell you that, say, in a year or so, this facility that we can put on the chip to enable you get a visa loaded on it. It's part of the technological innovations that they must give us and the technology transfer and all of that. At the same time, bringing us money. If you take the FIMS project, it has been bringing millions of dollars to the government kitty. And once the PPP, the current contract, the recent, the Ghana card one, also when we have the replacement services, the renewals, and especially the verification services underway, that there will be revenue coming to the country, making the country better. So the data protection laws I indicated earlier apply squarely to NIA, and the private partner doesn't have anything to do with the data at all, and so they cannot sell it and all that emotive content.
But is it secure? Is the government of Ghana,
it's secure that we have
that
there are three levels of security there.
We may not have to be able to go into all
very
the detail,
but it's secure.
Very
Yes,
good. We
very
can
secure.
explore that on another occasion. Mr. Ejari wants to know what to do about this error that has been committed with his name.
Yes. Gilbert's point about the surname and all of that. Kojo, when you go to register, you are given a slip that contains the material information that will appear on the face of your card. And you are asked to verify the accuracy and order of the information. Sometimes your date of birth is 0607, 59, and then they make a mistake and make it 0706, and then you don't notice it, but it is your duty to err is human. We can make a mistake, and so we share that responsibility with you by inviting you to scrutinize before you sign or thumbprint. Once you do that, you cannot. A police officer I was working with, he went to register, brought home, showed me his card with pride. When I looked, a very strong, able-bodied male, vile. And when I looked at his virile, his card, it was sex, female. The guy was mortified, but he had signed it. In such circumstances, NIA will not take responsibility. But if he goes to our office and shows the card, and we go into the system, we pull his registration form and the card, we scan that card and kept it and gave the original to him. If it is our error, it's no problem at all. We will correct it at no fee at all to him. But if it was his lack of vigilance or diligence on it, then we will not pay the fee.
And he will have to pay.
He will have to pay
the 30
Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
Yes,
Gideon in Abeka says he hasn't got his card. Where does he go for it?
Yes. Gideon registered March 2020. No, that's Abeka. Now, should he register again? No. Under no circumstances there is only one circumstance where a person will be allowed to re-register, generally speaking, where for whatever reason, 1 out of maybe 2-3 million, that the person has registered, gone through successfully, but at the point of issuance, his fingerprints cannot be picked.
Right.
I encountered that at a Golden Tulip Hotel once. So that sort of situation we will reprint, but he should check with us when our offices are open.
Yeah.
If he elects to go to the NIA office, he may be joining a queue and getting frustrated. I will entreat him.
Right.
Within the next, just be patient, within a month or two, by September, there will be offices everywhere. Then he can go to the district where he registered. In all probability, the card has already been printed and sent to his district.
Right.
So if he comes to NIA office, he's not likely to find his card. The same goes for the gentleman who called from Nsutem.
Right.
He will have to wait and go to the district office near Nsutem. His card will be there.
Right.
If his card is not there, we will let him know the reason.
Right.
A lot of people didn't get their cards because they gave contradictory information or information that conflicted with the information in the system from 2008 all the way to 2017.
Okay.
And where it is like that, the card will go into adjudication.
Right.
But we have now resolved all those kinds of issues, and the card is probably at that place.
Okay.
There
Prof,
was Christian.
Here's what we're going to do, Prof, because I'm told that our time is completely up. So there are still questions from social media. So what we will do is that Prof Attafuah will do a quick video where he addresses the remaining questions. We will put that video on social media so that you get answers to your questions, okay? We won't leave any of those questions unanswered. Prof Attafuah will give us a quick video for that. Our time is completely up though, Prof. Yeah,
I just wanted to say that the verification services, the banks not accepting the cards,
Oh, yes.
that is being addressed.
Right.
The platform has been developed, tested with Cal Bank. It's working 100%, no problem. It is a matter of the banks having access to the verification devices.
Right.
And that will be made available soon. Latest by the end of this year, all these problems would have been sorted out.
And Prof. Attafuah will explain that even further in the short video that he's going to do for us to put on social media to deal with these things. I can't thank you enough, Prof. It's been so great having you on the show. You've really dealt with a lot of these issues for us, and we appreciate it. There's more to come on the Super Morning Show right after these messages.
Hi, folks. There are many things to love about Ghana.
I love my market. Yes, oh yeah, look.
Hey, stop. My paddy Ghana de John.
Football baby.
And now, there is one more. Your favorite Munchie Milk shortcake is now made in Ghana. Ibiwana own. Munch into happiness. This advert is FDA approved.
We believe in the promise of your talent. We believe in your zeal to succeed.